Have you ever met someone who made your skin crawl? Someone who, despite their charming words and friendly smile, left you feeling uneasy, like something wasn't quite right? Maybe it was a boss who manipulated his employees, a friend who betrayed your trust, or even a family member who constantly made you feel small. Evil isn't always loud. It doesn't always announce itself with a sinister laugh or a dramatic villainous monologue. Most of the time, it hides in plain sight, disguised as normalcy, wrapped in politeness, and covered with a mask of kindness. The truth is, truly evil people don't look like the villains we see in movies. They don't walk around wearing black capes or revealing their wicked intentions. Instead, they blend in. They pretend to care. They manipulate, deceive, and hurt others, not always with violence, but with something far worse: calculated cruelty. They destroy dreams, steal confidence, and poison relationships. And the scariest part, you might not even realize you're dealing with one until it's too late. But here's the good news. Evil leaves clues. No matter how much someone tries to hide their dark nature, certain patterns always emerge. Evil has a signature, a blueprint, a set of behaviors that once you recognize them can help you protect yourself. The biggest mistake we make is assuming that evil is rare, that only the worst criminals or dictators qualify as evil. But evil exists in everyday life. It exists in workplaces, in friendships, in romantic relationships, and even in families. Have you ever trusted someone deeply only to realize they were using you? Have you ever felt manipulated, controlled, or emotionally drained after being around a certain person? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to enjoy others' suffering? These are not random events, they are warning signs, and in this speech, we're going to uncover them. We will expose the signs of evil red flags that separate ordinary bad behavior from something far more dangerous, because once you know these signs, you can't unsee them. And once you recognize evil for what it truly is, you'll never let it deceive you again. So let's dive deep. Let's uncover the truth about evil people and how to spot them before they destroy your peace, your happiness, and your life. Evil people are not born overnight. They are crafted through years of choices, habits, and a mindset that thrives on power and control. They don't operate randomly. They're methodical. They study people, learn their weaknesses, and manipulate situations to their advantage. They don't just hurt people out of anger. They do it with precision. They understand human nature well enough to exploit it. They know when to play the victim, when to pretend to be kind, and when to strike. The most dangerous among them are not the ones who openly show their cruelty, but the ones who act as if they are your greatest supporter. They don't just seek to harm, they seek to own, to dominate, to break you piece by piece until you no longer recognize yourself. Their evil isn't always in what they say, but in what they leave unsaid, in the way they make you doubt yourself, in the way they twist reality so that you begin to question your own sanity. And this is exactly why they are so dangerous, because by the time you realize what they truly are, you're already caught in their web. One of the most common signs of evil people is their ability to manipulate. They twist words, bend facts, and rewrite history to fit their narrative. They never take responsibility for their actions. If they hurt someone, it's always someone else's fault. If they lie, they justify it by blaming the other person. If they break a promise, they make you feel like you're the unreasonable one for expecting them to keep it. They use guilt as a weapon, making you feel like you owe them something, even when you don't. They are experts at gaslighting, making you believe that what you saw or felt wasn't real. If you catch them in a lie, they don't apologize. Instead, they convince you that you misunderstood, and before you know it, you start second-guessing yourself, doubting your own memories, and feeling like maybe, just maybe, you're the problem. But you're not. It's them. This is what they do. This is how they maintain control. Another unmistakable trait of evil people is their lack of empathy. They don't genuinely feel for others. They might pretend to care, but it's always an act. They can watch someone suffer, manipulate a loved one, or destroy a person's life without feeling a shred of remorse. And if they do show emotion, it's because they are performing crying to gain sympathy, faking regret to win you back, acting heartbroken so they don't lose control over you. But underneath the surface, they don't care about anyone but themselves. You'll notice this when you're going through a hard time. Instead of offering real support, they will either dismiss your pain, turn the conversation back to themselves, or subtly make you feel worse. They don't know how to genuinely comfort someone because they don't experience real emotional connection. Everything they do is transactional. If they help you, it's because they want something in return. If they stay in a relationship, it's because it benefits them. Their kindness is a tool, not a virtue. Evil people thrive on chaos. They create problems where none exist. They stir up drama, pit people against each other, and enjoy watching conflicts unfold. They don't want peace, they want control. And one of the best ways to control people is to keep them in a constant state of confusion, fear, or stress. You'll often find them playing both sides in an argument, telling one person one thing and another person something entirely different. They enjoy seeing others fight because it distracts from their own manipulations. If there's harmony, they destroy it. If there's trust, they shatter it. They don't build, they only destroy. And when everything around them is in chaos, they act innocent, as if they had nothing to do with it. They thrive in an environment where people don't trust each other, because that's when they can exert the most influence. But perhaps the most chilling thing about evil people is their ability to blend in. They can be charming, charismatic, and even likable. They know how to make you feel special, how to earn your trust, and how to appear as the perfect friend, partner, or leader. They say all the right things, they show up when you need them, they make you believe that they are different, but over time, their true nature starts to show. Their kindness has an expiration date, their support comes with invisible conditions. Their words, though sweet at first, eventually turn into poison, the compliments turn into subtle insults, the laughter turns into control, and before you know it, you are trapped, stuck in a cycle of manipulation, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. But once you recognize these signs, you can break free. You can learn to protect yourself, to set boundaries, and to walk away before their web of lies pulls you in too deep. The hidden darkness, how evil thrives in society. Evil people don't just exist in personal relationships, they thrive in positions of power. They become leaders, influencers, and decision makers. They rise to the top not because of their skills or hard work, but because of their ability to manipulate. They know how to appeal to people's emotions, how to sell a dream, and how to make promises they never intend to keep. They don't just deceive individuals, they deceive entire groups, organizations, and even nations. They create illusions, feeding off people's hopes and fears. And because they understand human psychology so well, they can make people believe anything. They don't just control individuals, they control narratives, shaping the way people think and act. These people don't need to be physically violent to be dangerous. Their weapons are words, deception, and psychological warfare. They can convince someone to betray their own values, to turn against their loved ones, to lose themselves entirely. And they do it all while maintaining a mask of innocence. They build cults, movements, and followings using charm and persuasion to gather power. They don't force people to follow them, they make them want to. That's the scariest part. The most dangerous evil is the one that doesn't look like evil at all. It's the one that wears a suit, smiles warmly, and speaks of unity while secretly sowing division. But no matter how much they try to hide, the signs are always there. The manipulation, the lack of empathy, the hunger for control, it never truly disappears. And once you learn to recognize these patterns, you can start protecting yourself. You can see through their lies, resist their influence, and avoid becoming their next victim. The key is awareness. The more we understand about how evil operates, the less power it has over us. Because at the end of the day, evil only succeeds when we fail to recognize it. So the question is, do you see the signs? And more importantly, now that you know, what will you do with this knowledge? Evil people do not just exist in the shadows. They operate in broad daylight, hiding behind carefully constructed personas that make them seem trustworthy, kind, and even admirable. But once you've seen through their deception, you can never unsee it. You start to notice the patterns, the inconsistencies, the way they twist reality to serve their agenda. And once you recognize the signs, you realize that protecting yourself from them is not just about avoidance, it's about standing firm in your truth. Because evil people don't just want power, they want to take away yours. They want to make you doubt yourself, to question your instincts, to silence your voice. That is their true goal. They don't just manipulate because they enjoy it, they do it because it allows them to maintain control over others. And once they have that control, they will do everything in their power to keep it. But here's the truth, they only have as much power as you allow them to have. The moment you stop playing their game, the moment you refuse to engage in their manipulation, they start to lose their grip. That is the only way to defeat them, not by fighting them on their terms, but by refusing to be part of their world. Because evil thrives in secrecy, in confusion, in silence. They want you to stay quiet, to comply, to doubt yourself. But the moment you speak up, the moment you set boundaries, the moment you walk away, you take back your power. And when enough people do this, evil begins to crumble. But here's the challenge. Recognizing evil is not enough. You have to act on what you know. Too many people see the signs, feel the warning signals, and still choose to ignore them because it's easier, because they don't want conflict, because they hope things will change. But evil does not change. It does not wake up one day and decide to be kind. It does not suddenly develop empathy or a conscience. If someone has shown you who they truly are, believe them. Do not wait for more proof. Do not give them more chances to hurt you. Do not let them manipulate you into staying in a situation that drains your energy, destroys your confidence, and poisons your soul. You do not owe them anything. Not your time, not your understanding, not your forgiveness. Your only responsibility is to yourself to protect your mind, your heart, and your peace. And that means learning to walk away without guilt, without explanation, without hesitation, because every time you give an evil person another chance, you are giving them another opportunity to hurt you. And they will. Not because they are out of control, but because they are completely in control. Every action they take is calculated, designed to keep you under their influence. The only way to break free is to recognize that you do not need their approval, their validation, or their permission to move on. You are not responsible for fixing them, for saving them, for making them better. That is not your burden to carry. Your only job is to protect yourself and those you love from their toxicity. At the end of the day, the world will always have evil people. You cannot eliminate them, you cannot change them, and you cannot make them see the error of their ways. But you can refuse to be a victim. You can choose to see them for who they are, to trust your instincts, to stand firm in your truth. You can choose to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who respect you, who bring light into your life instead of darkness. That is your power. That is your weapon. Because the greatest weakness of evil is that it cannot survive without victims. It needs people to manipulate, to deceive, to control. Without that, it has nothing. So take that away. Refuse to engage. Walk away and never look back. And in doing so, you will not only protect yourself, you will make the world a little less dark, a little less toxic, a little less controlled by those who seek to destroy. That is how you win. Not by fighting their battles, but by refusing to be part of their war.